to the PFFC Thought Leader Interview Series. I'm your host, Vicky Castori, and in this episode, we're discussing the realities shaping the converting industry. Paul Lembo, the Managing Director of New Era Converting Machinery, is here to discuss what it takes to stay competitive in today's rapidly shifting market. Thank you for joining me, Paul.
Thanks for having me, Vicky. Really happy to be here.
Well, to start, can you share New Era's story with our viewers?
Absolutely. So, New Era was founded a little over 30 years ago here in Paterson, New Jersey. We're a custom builder of converting machinery systems for most any material or industry in which products can be handled in either roll to roll or roll to sheet format. So, this includes turnkey installations of coating, laminating, embossing, and calendaring systems, including their controls anywhere in the world. In April of this year, New Era was acquired by IPCO, a Swedish-based manufacturing company specializing in steel belts, as well as a variety of processing systems such as pastillation, belted laminators, film casting equipment, and scattering equipment.
Thank you. And in terms of the converting industry right now, if you had to sum it up, what is weighing most heavily on your industry and your customers?
Yeah, in my opinion, it's market uncertainty. So, market uncertainty is making manufacturers more cautious, slowing investment and hiring, while complicating demand forecasting and supply chain stability. There's a number of factors creating the market uncertainty, such as trade policies, geopolitical conflicts, interest rates, energy costs, and a variety of others, making it challenging for companies to plan for large capital investments.
And, when we were preparing for our interview, we talked a little bit about the slowing of the battery market. How is that impacting your customers?
Yeah, it's hard to say how it's impacting my customers, but I'll be selfish for a minute and talk to you a little bit about how it's impacting us. Um, Battery investment hasn't collapsed, but weaker demand and policy uncertainty have clearly cooled the momentum. We've seen more cancellations and project delays in the battery sector over the past 3 years than we've seen across all industries combined in our 30 plus year history. There are a number of reasons why, but IRA complexity, industry consolidation, and US EV market softening all play a part. That said, some large, well-capitalized plants with strong offtake agreements are still moving forward. So there's a positive outlook moving forward. Just things have just cooled off temporarily.
And then, in terms of the tariffs and the trade negotiations, how are smaller companies coping with the uncertainty this presents?
Yeah, it's certainly a challenge. I think anyone in our industry would agree with that. Whether you manufacture outside the US or source large subsystems from overseas, your cost of goods sold have increased. Even many smaller component parts originate overseas, and we're still realizing the impact of the tariffs as they begin to filter down from the supply chain manufacturers who had attempted to absorb these costs but no longer can afford to do so. The biggest challenge for a custom machine builder like us is that we quote fixed price bids and have really long lead times. That combination is dangerous when your cost base is changing rapidly during your manufacturing cycle. You can attempt to address cost increases due to tariffs in your contracts with clients, but for many of the smaller components, the tariffs are paid at different stages in the food chain, making it difficult to ascertain what the impact truly is.
So, are the complexities of this trade environment impacting your contract negotiations? And how can companies protect their customer relationships?
So, contract negotiations in general have grown more complex over the past 5 to 10 years. Common in many contracts now are items related to IT security and data protection, more stringent indemnification, uh, liquidated damage clauses, performance specifications, codes of conduct, sustainability guidelines. I could kind of go on and on. Um, in most cases, these are lengthy documents which are expensive to review, and each client has their own guidelines, making many of which, change rapidly and are at the pace in which our clients order machinery. It makes it challenging to do business. Um, all of these items have to be negotiated after months of work trying to win a project on the technical side, which candidly can be a little exhausting.
I'm sure. So, in terms of these complexities and the supply chain and the sustainability demands, et cetera, what adjustments are you seeing companies make to stay resilient?
So I think small companies are meeting sustainability demands by making low-cost, practical changes, improving energy efficiency, reducing waste and packaging, sourcing more responsibly, while mid-sized businesses are beginning to use digital tools to track resource use, while also leveraging grants and embedding green practices into their culture. Uh, these steps help cut costs, meet regulations, and strengthen competitiveness, many of which without major capital investment.
I mean, when you stack all this together, it can feel overwhelming, I'm sure. So, how can smaller players carve out a competitive edge?
We've always leaned heavily on what we feel is one of our biggest strengths, which is our ability to adapt to our clients' needs. In the custom machinery world, our clients require the ability to make changes on the fly and not have designs pushed on them. Rather, they need a supplier that listens and can provide them exactly what they want or make suggestions related to design or process where needed. So that's what we've always felt was vital to our success.
And looking ahead, which challenges or opportunities do you think could reshape this industry?
Yeah, as far as challenges, I can see contracts continuing to get more complex, which will strain small to mid-sized businesses that don't have the legal departments or the budgets to negotiate multiple projects at a time. On the brighter side of the equation, I think there'll be some really intriguing developments related to technology and AI in the converting equipment field over the coming years. Everything from predictive maintenance, uptime improvements, and waste reduction, all will be impacted by AI, and I'm excited to see what tomorrow brings.
It is exciting in my industry as well, in packaging and printing and converting. It's going to be an interesting next few years seeing this evolve. Well, thank you for sharing your expertise, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. We really appreciate it.
You've been listening to Paul Lembo with New Era Converting Machinery. You'll find a link to the New Era website and more expert advice at Paper, Film, and Foil Converter online. That's www.pffc-online.com. Thank you for watching.